We're gonna make the pancakes now. I'll put the recipe in the description. I have no idea what any of this is. Anyhow, this is buttermilk pancakes. We need to make buttermilk. I don't have any, so I'm just going to use just straight milk, and then we're going to sour it with some vinegar. I'll show you guys how to do that. So for every cup of milk, you need a tablespoon of vinegar. So we're going to have 2 cups of milk, and we're going to sour the milk, which sounds kind of gross, but it'll taste good, so who cares? Okay, we got 2 cups of milk here, 2 tablespoons of vinegar. Oh, nearly spilt it. Okay, so that's going to sit and do its thing for a little bit. I'm going to rinse this off. Okay, so we just got to add all the dry ingredients together and then combine the wet ingredients, mix it all together, and start cooking some pancakes. I'm going to turn on this thing so it is ready to go. 350 on the old electric griddle. Damn it, I keep touching my face. Okay, so here we go. We're going to need 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Use the big one. Alright. Oops. A 1/4 cup of sugar. These are going to be sweet. Alright, 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder. So that's going to give us the lift I was talking about earlier. 2.5, which one's again? Let's see. That's 1, 2, and what is this one? 1/4 or 1/2? That's a 1/2. All right. Baking powder, and then 1/2 teaspoon of soda. This recipe calls for unsalted butter. If you don't have unsalted butter, just use like whatever butter you got, the salted kind, but just leave out the salt if you're going to do the recipe with salted butter. But I've got unsalted, so I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Almost out of salt. Okay, so we're going to whisk those together to combine. Just whisking. And I need to crack a couple eggs. 2 eggs. All right. Put those over here. So the acid in the that I added to the milk, that's going to react with the baking soda that I added into here, and that's going to start our lift, and then the baking powder is going to kick in, and it's going to also create some more lift. So we should have like nice fluffy pancakes, and hopefully it works out. If it doesn't, meh. Okay, so this has got to sour for a couple more minutes. I got my thing preheating, and I got all my dry ingredients in here. Yeah, I think we're good to go. So we're gonna just add all of our wet ingredients to the dry ingredients. So I've got my milk and eggs, and then I'm gonna throw in a couple of tablespoons of melted butter that I already melted and cooled slightly. These are gonna be just delicious, I think. All right, that's good enough. It's kind of curled. I don't know if you guys can see that. You probably can't see it. That's okay. So I'll add a little bit of this into here. It's all lumpy. And then I'll add my beaten eggs into there. Throw all that in there. Give it a whisk. Alright, and then you just kind of want to mix it until it's most of the flour is incorporated, but there's still some dry stuff. And once you get to that point, we're going to add in our melted butter. That's probably about there. It says 3 tablespoons of melted butter. I don't know, that's probably 3 tablespoons. Alright, and then just combine that all. You shouldn't see any dry bits of flour. Should be pretty well mixed in. Alright. Let's see what happens. It's kind of a loose batter. We'll try it out. This recipe makes around 17 pancakes, quarter cup sized. But you can actually just make a bunch of these, and if you want, throw them in the fridge and they'll keep for a couple of days, or you can freeze them and they'll keep for a lot longer, and then just take them out, throw them in the oven to reheat, and they're good to go. They won't be as good as the fresh, but probably better than store-bought. It's pretty easy to make too. Okay, so I'm going to clear off this stuff, bring over the griddle. Probably don't need to be watching all this, but okay. So I got this griddle pan. I'm not really set up to do this sort of thing in my house, but we make do with what we got. Okay, so got the griddle on 350. I want to cook in some butter. But if I just put straight butter on here right now, it's gonna smoke and the butter will burn, and then you're gonna have like burnt butter pancakes, which sounds okay, but not as good as brown butter. So we're gonna add a little bit of oil to the griddle, and then we can add our butter on top of that, and that's gonna raise the smoke point of the butter. So that way we're gonna be able to get the flavor of the butter, but not the burning. That being said, it's probably gonna burn a little bit. I gotta open the window. It's gonna get smoky. Okay. So, throw your butter down, or oil down, and then your butter. Oh yeah, good sizzling action. So it's not burning right now, it's just melting nicely. Okay, let's start making some pancakes. Okay, so I'm going to use my quarter cup measure, and we're just going to pour right on and try to leave them about an inch apart. If you're just doing this in a frying pan, then you know, depending on how big your frying pan is, you can do a couple at a time. So we're going to cook these on one side for a couple of minutes, and then flip them and then cook them on the other side for about a minute. Flip them, and then the first batch I'm going to give to my kids, and they're going to eat them, and hopefully they taste good. And if they don't, well, at least I know that they don't taste good, and I don't have to eat them. So I'm just checking to see if they're browning on the bottom. They're getting there. So, make sure you got some syrup kicking around too. Alright, starting to bubble up nicely on the one side. I'm going to give them a flip. I probably could use a couple more, another minute on that side, but whatever. They're browning. Oh, and they're starting to puff up nice too, thanks to the baking powder and the baking soda. Way to go, baking powder and baking soda. Way to be all puffy and stuff. Okay, another minute on this. Not the most exciting thing that you probably watched on YouTube, but just moving around, make sure they don't stick. It's not bad. Alright. We're going to take a bit more butter. Put a little bit of butter on each one of these just to make them extra delicious. Whoop. Alright. So, my kids are going to be the first ones to try these. They're pretty harsh critics, actually, so. Okay, let's give them a shot. That's basically it. You know, pancakes, pretty easy. Trying to avoid touching too much. So I got 5 on this time, but I'll get a second batch going here right away. More oil. More butter. Let that do its magic. And we'll throw some more batter on. Oh, there's some kids screaming outside. Okay. Let those ones cook. You guys ready? You guys want some pancakes or what? Then come get them.
Okay.
Here, just come grab it. Mix! Whoa. Here, grab this one too, put it on the table for Mix.
Is this still recording?
Yeah. Okay. Hole. Oh, it's so loud. Alright. So, cook up this other batch. And then, yeah. That's it. Buttermilk pancakes. I'll do, that's my, what? My dog's yelling at a squirrel, right? Okay, I'm gonna flip these guys and get going. So yeah, if there's anything you guys have kicking around in your cupboards or anything like that you want to try or something, just let me know. And if I have the same ingredients, I'll try to make something with whatever it is that we got in our cupboards. Because, well, you know. Anyhow. Okay. See ya.